Mr. Bratton. Don't leave, he's a pretty good speaker. Mark has been Senior Vice President at Colliers Monroe Friedlander for the last a few decades. He started there 30 years ago, 33 actually. He came in about a year after I did to Monroe Friedlander, so we've known each other a long time. Before you all take off, wave to Mark, at least show him the respect of that before you go. All right, Mark, come on up. Couple things. Before you all go, any of you that want the presentations, most of our speakers release them. Some of them are not able to. Ask Tina, she'll get the presentations to you. All the speakers, I'd like you up here after Mark for the questions, and that's where your gifts are. Thank you all. Oh yeah, Mark's fun fact. This one came in the name of love, let me tell you. Bratton has been to 91, 81 or 91? 91 U2 concerts. The farthest one away was in Paris. Talk about dedication. I think I went to about 50 concerts in the 60s and 70s, but nothing like that. The guy's amazing. Anyways, our world traveling musician, Mark Bratton.
Hello, Honolulu. As I was going through my presentation last night, I realized I missed one slide because they were due 2 days ago. And that's my picture with the band. So I'm not sure. You can come up and see it later. Where's the clicker? All right, so my presentation is going to be broken up into 3 sections. Section number 1 is international market, who are the foreign buyers and sellers in the marketplace. The second section will be hotel sales specifically. And the third, we're going to do something a little bit new and different, which is resort residential sales for the year 2019. I will be done in less than 8 minutes, so you can get on with the rest of your day and your $250 gift certificate. So, as Mike, why is that one a different slide? The one I can see, there we go. As Mike told you earlier, the volume of international sales was kind of anemic, very small. There were 9 transactions total. The parts that were interesting that I took away, there were 4 from Korean buyers and 4 from Japanese buyers. The Korean buyers are all located along Kapiolani Boulevard, TOD, high-rise development with the increase in FAR. And the 4 Japanese buyers are all in Waikiki. I guess there's one international sale that we'll talk about in this next section. As far as a forecast for foreign buyers sales, it has to go up. So I was reading this morning, and maybe a lot of you saw, the China Ocean-wide construction project in San Francisco looks like it's going to trade at $1 billion. So that means China Ocean-wide, as we expected, is going to loosen up on their properties. They've got a very large one here, but for a lot of reasons, we expect foreign sales to increase significantly in 2020. So the hotel sales, the first one of the year was the Park Shore Hotel. It's leasehold. You can see there's $187,000 per room, bought by Highgate Hotels, interestingly enough, a Japanese seller. The Eva Hotel, 92 rooms, also leasehold for a price of $208,000 per room. King Cam Hotel, we talked about earlier, Blackstone was the buyer there. Large hotel, 452 rooms, $228,000 per room. I expect to see big things. Blackstone's MO is to go into a facility and significantly improve it and upgrade the property. Holiday Inn Express, Waikiki, Mike mentioned that earlier. So GAW Capital Partners is an institutional fund out of Hong Kong. And this kind of came in at the last minute, right at the end of the year. I don't think we've even seen press on it yet, so it's a big deal, 202 million, excuse me. So here's the trends. We're 7 transactions for hotels across the state of Hawaii is fairly average. We expect to see that go up for a couple of reasons. Here's a comparison, and this is what hotel investors are looking for and happens often in Hawaii. So you've got 2 hotels that were bought in 2015 with significant price increase. The Holiday Inn is double from 100 million to 200 million with a 5-year hold, and 14 to 19 million on the Eva Hotel, and there are lots and lots of those types of examples. One of the reasons hotel volumes weren't greater this year is there's a lot of hotels that have traded in the past few years, and those are being repositioned, and we'll talk about a couple of those. So those will come to market through the investment cycle, typically 5, 7, 10 years in there. So nobody's talked about airlift yet, good. So it's up overall significantly on Maui and pretty good on Oahu. That's the Southwest effect. So those are all good signs. Those are seats coming to see us spend money, take hotel rooms. And then this is a chart of average daily rates, or ADRs. What pops out to me is Kauai being down 3.73%. Not sure exactly why that is. We're going to watch that carefully. I believe Southwest is starting to fly into there now. Southwest is starting to fly into Big Island and Hilo particularly. But overall, it is up. And we saw yesterday in the news, and somebody commented, we have some of the highest ADRs in the country right now in Hawaii. So now we're going to shift, and this is a general slide on resort residential sales. So these are properties that are within resorts. So these are the Makena, Kukio, Kukui'ula, Keauhou, Wailea resorts. And I really have to give a lot of thanks to Ricky Cassidy. A lot of you know him in the room. He provided a lot of the data. If you want the real granular stuff, he can drive down the streets and show you which house it was, what the price was, which are developer new, which are resales. But we're going to cover all the transactions within those resorts. So what stands out to me is a lot of increases, right? So number of transactions up 5%, price coming down. Now that's something we've seen over the years, those resort homes becoming a little more affordable, more people getting in the market. And then we have multifamily condos, also transactions up and average price down. The third one is single-family homes within resorts, also up 5.3% also. And then the last one is vacant lots within resorts. That's a good sign. When the economy starts to slow, the first thing that goes is vacant land, particularly in resort areas. So let's break that down a little bit, at least by island. So on Oahu, there are 1,280 sales. Those are within the 3 areas, mostly Waikiki, a little bit Ko Olina, and a little bit in Turtle Bay. So on Maui, you can see the totals there. Some of the areas that were top performing, Kaanapali and Wailea. Those are existing, well-proven resorts that just have a lot of turnover, not a lot of new inventory in those in particular. On Kauai, again, really healthy transaction numbers. Top performing resorts, Kukui'ula, selling a lot of homes and some land last year, so the new releases of product too. And then Poipu, again, another thriving resort. And when Ricky gave me the numbers, Poipu was maybe one of the biggest surprises. I think there was 60 condominiums sold there last year. So something is going on there, and I believe, there's some land there for more condominiums. I think you'll see more development going on there. So in Big Island, there's 327 condos sold. Keauhou performing well. Monolani, also again, an existing resort with a lot of different types of product, a little bit of new, but a lot of resales. Waikoloa, same. There's a Big Island numbers overall. Top performing resorts, Waikoloa and Mauna Kea. So Mauna Kea has seen some new product. We'll talk about the condo product in a second, but if you've been in Mauna Kea and up into Hapuna there's a whole new development of beautiful lots done, roads in, utilities, and spec houses going up. So the condos on the Big Island, Hapuna Beach Villas, if you're familiar with it, is kind of the left side of the west end there. That was sold off a couple years ago and is being redeveloped. They scraped out the inside of all the hotel rooms, combining 2 or 3 hotel rooms at a time to make different size condominiums. The sales are going very well, and surprisingly to us, there's been a lot of Japanese buyers. It does sit on one of the most beautiful beaches in the world, but really good traction. I would expect they'll sell out within 12 or 18 months. And then Monolani just reopened last week. If you get a chance, you should go over there and take a look, because $200 million makes a lot of magic. They've redone all the rooms, all the common areas. They've added 2 or 3 new restaurants, 2 or 3 new pools out on the ocean front, similar to what Four Seasons did here in Oahu. I think that's going to drive a lot of activity in the Montalani Resort, and there are other properties available there to develop on. So here's some things as I went through all the numbers that I found as interesting facts. So condo sales, the biggest part of the market in this resort area is 750,000 to just under $1 million. Oahu and Waikiki, the sales decreased 19%. That's a direct effect of Bill 89. And it's a lower price point. It's in the kind of $350,000 to $500,000 price point. Those are condominiums that were rented a year ago by the night and kind of thought and acted like they're hotels. They're not doing it, so there's not as much money to pay bills or deliver cash flow to the owners, so the sales of those units have dropped dramatically. Single-family homes is kind of interesting to see, what are the higher level homes. You basically got 54 sales across the state over 3 million and 208 under 3 million. So that's a healthy market for what we've seen over the years. Again, those things in a recession or slowdown, contract, these people got to get rid of their second and third homes. Kauai land prices show is down. I would say that's basically because the supply that you're looking at, the number of homes is very small, so one lot moves that big. So you really got to look at a trend over a longer period of time, and we don't see that kind of softening at all. Big Island sales are up, and you can see that when you drive these resorts. And Big Island home sites, sales are down, and prices have increased. That's, again, a small set of data. So forecasts for these resorts going forward, I think, money is plentiful, both debt and equity for these kind of properties. That you're going to see new delivery of product, really well thought out, different pricing. Some of the resorts are having great success with fractional sales to get people in, taking 30, 60, 90, 120 days, and a lot of these people convert and buy bigger homes. So I think 2020 will be really strong. You'll see stronger sales numbers in the resorts. And with that, I will thank you very much. I will stay up here for questions.